Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu salam ala rasulillah. We're here in Medina, alhamdulillah, joined by Muslim Belal.
Alhamdulillah.
Here in Medina, as you know, Medina is one of the best cities in the world. So whoever comes to Medina, he feels peace and happiness in his heart. MashaAllah, Muslim Belal is in a very good mood today because he's in Medina, alhamdulillah, he's excited. And we're here in a gathering, in a villa. Around us are some brothers from all over the world. From Medina University, we have brothers from Russia, we have brothers from Bosnia, we have brothers from Germany, Australia, Sudan, Yemen, people from Medina, because we just visited a very important scholar, Sheikh Abdullah ibn Muhammed Al-Ameen Asshinqitee. And Brother Bilal and the brothers, they visited the Sheikh, they met the Sheikh. He gave a small reminder. We got to know the brothers, and the Sheikh advised us to always stay close with each other and to be involved in beneficial programs that benefit others. We're just going to take a walk, myself and Bilal, and hopefully discuss some important beneficial discussions, inshallah ta'ala. Let the viewers know a bit about how you feel being in Medina.
SubhanAllah. Do you know what? I've been here a couple of times, like a few times, but this trip in particular is special for me because, you know, like, I've come with a group of friends, and this is my group of friends who I grew up with. So we've got a lot of different types of experiences together. So after all the experiences we've had with each other, all the different type of settings I've been amongst these guys with, to be in this setting with them, it's like, that's when you recognize the guidance. I'm thinking, wow, look at us, like, look at us. Look at where we've come from and look at where we've come to. Like, seeing us walking around Medina and then the lands are walking on, we're in the... it's crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. I saw us, it's like we were getting in the, going for the black stone and going to pray in the masjid near the road a bit and stuff, and I'm seeing us like, come bro. I'm thinking, look, we've been doing this. We're like, it reminds me of us when we were young, how we was. But I was like, we can't be aggressive. This is not like us trying to get into a place like when we can't be aggressive. And we're like, I know. And we're trying to be soft, like, go on, you go, letting others that we don't know in. But, you know, like, it's just been special for me because I'm with my childhood friends. And
Can we meet them? Yeah.
I don't know if they want to be on the camera, you know. They're still like, yeah. Okay, but they're here. Just give a little wave. Like, these are our friends over there from London. Alhamdulillah. The UK, alhamdulillah, they're here. A lot of my friends are camera shy. Alhamdulillah. But yes, it's a special feeling to be here. And
how did you feel when you met Sheikh Asshinqitee? You saw him today. How was that experience?
You know what, for me, it's just seeing the softness. Yeah. The softness in the character, and there was a warmth to it. Like, it's like you feel so welcome. It's so warm. It's like, and seeing all the students sitting around. From what always hits me since being a Muslim is seeing all the different nations. Yeah. Like the way everyone was sitting around. I'm in Turkey. I'm in Russia. I'm saying, this man's from Russia. He's from Turkey. He's from Sudan. He's from like Singapore. Like, there's so many different races all sitting around him, and the way he's it's like a father figure to them. Like. Even though they're all different colours and ages, that for me, when I sit down, it just makes me feel like this is just amazing. And then for someone like that to like be happy to hear me do some poetry as well, I was nervous. I felt like when I was doing my poetry, I was very nervous. Like, I don't know if it's a respect. Like, it's not like how when I'm usually doing it. So
he really liked your story, your poetry, and he was saying. He gave advice to Bilal and the brothers to say that when we want to learn about Islam, we should learn it from the sources, because if we try to learn it from people, some people may give a good example of Islam, some may not. Some may give a bad impression and so on. So he said this is what we mainly need today. We need role models. We need people to practice Islam the way it should be practiced, because it's a beautiful religion. And so Sheikh was saying, if only people were practicing the religion, many more people like Bilal will enter Islam. We're going to sit down here and we're going to talk about just briefly, I'm very interested in knowing.
Yeah.
Take a seat. You know, alhamdulillah, maybe every 5 years, every 10 years, things change a lot in the media, technology. Yeah. Now we have, people are learning Islam through Snapchat.
Yes.
People are learning Islam through 1-minute clips. Before that, YouTube. But before YouTube, there were like CDs, okay, of known English speakers. You accepted Islam early 2000 or?
Cassette tapes I was given.
Cassette tapes?
Yeah, cassette
most
tapes.
of, in London, in the UK, most of the people who were teaching Islam were Maulanas and uncles teaching Islam in mosque in Urdu. So someone like you, how were you introduced to Islam?
Yeah, it was different. It wasn't like now. There was no social media. There was no way of learning like this. And I think that it's true that when you take steps towards Allah, Allah just comes running to you, because I feel like I had so many things a young boy would dream about or wish for, but I also had an emptiness. But as a youngster, like 8, 9, 10 years old, I thought if one day I could have these type of things and this type of life and a name and everyone know me and a bit of fame and status and cool stuff, I thought I would have been so happy. So having all those things and not being happy just made me start thinking, so what are we living for then? So what's the point in this life? Like, what are we chasing? What's the point? And then, I don't know, I met a Muslim who I always knew, because he was with my cousin, he was in a relationship with my cousin. So, but speaking to him, he changed so much. And it was a simple conversation about the purpose of life and what happens after we die. And about, you know, the soul leaves the body when you dream. And there was weird stuff coming in this conversation to where it was the thing that hit me was when he said, after you come from a God, the creator, and after you die, you return to that God and you're going to be judged. Everything you've done. That there just hit me about, like, we're going to be judged. Judged on what? Everything you've done while you're here. What you've done in public, what you did in private, what you do in secret, how you are, how your manners are, how you deal with people, how you interact with people. Everything you're going to be judged on. So your purpose is to make sure your conduct, everything, your mannerisms, everything is right, so that you do more good than bad while you're here. So when you return, when you leave this world and you are stand to be judged and to have to account for everything you've done, that your good outweighs your bad. So I was thinking,
So this was at a time where you were in a wrong environment. Wrong friends. The society that you were in didn't help. But regardless, you still had a bit of respect for God. Even though you weren't familiar who Allah was, you still had a bit of that fear. Can you just explain it?
No, because you see, the truth is, there's difference between a bad boy and someone who does bad things or commits crimes and stuff. Like, then no matter what, we always had respect. You can tell if you go to an area where you hear about, right, this is one of the biggest gangsters, or this is a really bad boy. You see them and they've got manners, they've got respect, they've got a lot of principles. A lot of like young people who, like now we've got the internet, they've watched on films what it means to be bad, and they desire that. They haven't got the principles and stuff. But when it comes naturally, like as in you just grew up a certain way, you didn't have certain things, so it forced you to go down this way and that way because you didn't know any other way. You're still like, you're actually more closer to God. You know, like sort of a lot of poor people, they say are closer to God because they don't have much. That's what it was. It was a poverty-driven thing. Like, so it's like, because we don't have much, we're fighting and struggling to get things, and that's making us. And we were all kind of close to God. So I used to ride a motorbike every day. I used to be praying in my motorbike. We're going out to do stuff. You'll be praying, oh God, please don't make me get caught. God, please help. Like, so you've got this big relationship with God because you're taking so much risks in your life. You're doing so much that you always have to turn to God. And then you're like, oh, I hope this comes through. I hope that works. Or you're going to court and you're like, I hope the judge don't give me a guilty. I hope I can get like everything. And how do you, with this hope, you think that God's the only one who can help. So I already had a relationship with God. I already believed in God. But I always said, I don't know religion though. Because who created religion? I just believe in one God, I just pray to that one God. I thank that God when that good comes to me. I ask that God when I need anything. There's one God, I worship him and I obey him. That's it. So it's like, well, you're a Muslim then. You're close to it. How? Muslim, ain't that something different? No. Like, research it. Muslim is one who surrenders themselves to God alone.
So you were upon that, but you just wasn't familiar with that religion.
Wasn't familiar with it. That's why it was so easy after one sitting to say, I just want to start reading more about this religion now. And then the more I read about Islam, I felt like I'd been neglected as a child from this religion. Like people purposely was not telling us what it was because it was so simple. I felt like, did they do that on purpose? Did the schools and the country not tell us about how simple this is on purpose? I didn't understand. So alhamdulillah that it came to me when it was meant to come to me at 19, and a lot of us that come from that street lifestyle was coming to Islam in hundreds.
So you brought up in South London, and South London, it was known to us, especially at that time, there were a lot of gangs, drugs, street crimes, in particular the youth. So when you became Muslim, tell us a bit about the reaction of people around you. So were you still in touch with some of the people that you knew before Islam, and how did they react, and how did they respond after you became Muslim?
Yeah, like I said, I was still around everyone, and it was actually like a domino effect, because when you're in that gang culture, that street crime, like I said, it wasn't just a fashion, or no one wasn't doing it because they think it's cool. It was more just a way of life, like the only way of life we might have known, or they might have known. So when you see someone who's found something that brings them inner peace and that completes them, that fills that emptiness, you start saying, what did you find? Like, what is that? You go to the mosque and you pray, but when you come out, you got tranquility. I remember seeing someone who was smoking illegal substances, and he's my old friend, and he's looking at me and he was going, why do you look like that? I said, what do you mean? He goes, you're like glowing. And I said, for real? He goes, yeah, man. I said, great. He goes, you're Muslim now? And I said, yeah. He goes, I need to become Muslim, man. That's what he was just saying. You just look fresh, and like you're still young and energetic. I just feel mashed up. My hairline's going. I keep smoking this, and it's like they were just like, what is it that you found? We need that. Like, we've got nothing where we're coming from. We need this. Like, so I said, nah, yeah, I'll give you a book. Yeah, please give me a book to read. And that kept happening. Let me have a book to read. Let me have a book to read. Until lots of people was like, yeah, converting. Until I went to Egypt, and I remember there was a small video clip of me in Egypt. And that clip went far and wide. I remember seeing other guys from the States pull up the car. Say, yeah, you was on the video in Egypt. Assalamu alaikum.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم
كيف حالكم؟
من أين الإخوة؟
السلام عليكم.
السلام عليكم.
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
السلام عليكم. Brothers from Luxembourg, ما شاء الله. ما شاء الله. كيف الحال؟
بخير. كيف حالكم؟
الله أهلا وسهلا.
أهلا بكم. حياكم الله.
كيف الأمور؟ بخير؟
والله بخير الحمد لله. كيف حالك؟
Yeah, so the video went far and wide.
What was this video of?
It was like, I was living in Egypt, but because I was known like as a rapper, there used to be a DVD that used to go around. It's because we never had YouTube popping then. The rappers used to all go on a DVD, and they used to sell the DVDs, so you could see what every latest rapper was up to. So I said, I'm not rapping anymore, so why am I going to go on the DVD? But the guy who was making the DVD, he said, no, I still want you on there, because what you're doing, it's just interesting. I think people might like it more than the rappers. I said, all right, cool. So I just put a clip of me on there saying, look, I don't rap no more, but this is what I'm doing. I'm in Egypt. This is the horse, Layla, that I take out every day. Started riding the horse. This is the area I live in. It's very much poverty. I thought I came from a ghetto, but now I come here, I realise what the real ghettos look like. And I started talking a little bit about my belief in Allah and why I'm out there. And I'm saying, look, it's not about designer clothes. My outfit costs nothing. My house costs £60 a month. And then that video went out. And when people saw that, I remember when I returned to London, a lot of people were saying, yeah, I want to go to Egypt, and I want to like, yeah. So like, it had a little impact as well, alhamdulillah. But we're all looking for something, and a lot of us, I was saying to one of the brothers I'm out here with now, it's like we proper started with a blank slate, like as in like a young man, we saw some young boys here, and like he was blessed with this religion from birth, Islam. His dad or mum probably helped them go through school and college financially, probably buy him his first car if he passes his test or he does well. And there's things you get from your parents, or like he's given. I think we didn't have nothing, did we? Like, we didn't give nothing, like no first car, no this, no help with college, no help with that, no religion. We had to find everything. And I was just like, but look, we still got it. We done all right. Like, and that we was having these talks last night. Alhamdulillah. Like.
What would you say the hardest decision? You made many decisions after Islam, but what was one of the hardest decisions that you had to make after accepting Islam?
I wouldn't say, I don't know about hardest decision, but the biggest difficulties. The biggest difficulties is supporting yourself, having that trust in Allah is going to provide, because everything you're doing, they're telling you is unlawful.
Yeah.
But these things is what makes me money. It's not like because it's cool, and it's like
dependent on it.
I'm gonna be on the street sleeping then. Like, do you understand? That's like your reality. You're thinking, and people can easily come up to you and be like, "Bro, why are you making music? It's haram." Yeah, like it's making. Alright, I'm gonna stop that. I'll stop that. Alhamdulillah, Allah gave me the strength to stop it.
You were doing.
And then I'm making movies. Oh, why are you making movies? Why are you making movies? I said, look, they just offered me like £10,000. Right. That's gonna help me pay my rent for the next 10 months. Yeah. I went to Islam channel. I went to the TV channels, the Hooded TV, Iman channel, all the Islamic channels. Give me a job. No one ain't offering me a job. So what am I supposed to do? Like, I have never worked a normal job in my life. I've never went to college. I never went to university.
It's not as easy as you think.
And some people go university. Why don't you just go to university? Who supports you while you're there? Because a lot of people that went to university, their parents pay their rent while they're, because you're studying, will support you while you're studying. Who's gonna support me while I'm studying? So it's like, it's not as easy. It's not as black and white as just stop this and stop that. They don't understand the journey. Like, when I remember paying rent every month, and I stopped doing certain things, and then it was becoming hard. I'm gonna have to go and stay with this brother and stay with that brother. So really, money, income, and I've not just myself, I've seen a lot of people struggle with it. And then alhamdulillah, it's like Allah, when you give up something for the sake of Allah, Allah replaced it with something better. It's like Allah found a way for me. It's like, you can do this, you can do that, you can do that. So I started doing Islamic events, doing my poetry and stuff, and they will pay me a little bit of money. And then that becomes hard, because then they say, we can't pay you that, brother. Just do it for the sake of Allah. Wa alaikum salam.
MashaAllah, it's one of the brothers with us in the trip, MashaAllah, tabarakallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah. We're live on
Facebook.
Oh, subhanAllah, you love
That's what I'm doing.
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, we ready to move?
Inshallah, right.
Is there food for us?
The food's coming.
You know what? We need to get back, because I need to collect all the tools from my wife. And the brother needs to also.
It's 20 to 10.
20 to 10. Yeah. I was supposed to be at the shop.
We told the driver at 10 o'clock. We should be coming 10 o'clock. The food should be here any minute.
Will we all be able to fit in?
There's 3 spaces. There are 3 extra spaces.
Okay.
Did you come in the second car?
Oh, you what?
Oh yeah. No, there's spaces.
There is definitely space.
It's coming
Told
at
you to
10.
9:30.
I believe the Sheikh left him. SubhanAllah.
What did you think of the shirt?
Alhamdulillah. What did we think?
Now you can tell by his aura, mashallah.
This is a privilege, I think. This is from Allah.
Privilege.
From Allah. It would have been nice to get some further Saturday.
Yeah, but this.
Next time, inshallah.
Inshallah.
No, next time, definitely. I'll arrange
The punctuality, we need to get more sharp, inshallah. Because apparently he arrived at Maghrib.
Is this where
It would have been nice.
No, it's not his house. This is rented. Office villa, yeah. He does this maybe every 3 months or so for the students to get together, to cooperate, get to know each other, swim, play football, bring your family, bring your children. Not many scholars do things like that. Some scholars keep a barrier between themselves and the student. But he's always doing stuff for people. He always asks about people. If he knows someone's dad is sick, he'll go visit him. You know, someone's got issues with his studies, he'll go help him. Someone's got a medical illness, he'll pay for the cost. There was a student that was actually living in his house, who, gave him accommodation. He brings his neighbors, guests that come from different countries, he'll bring them to his house, invite them for food. And he never likes to waste his time. So if there's a gathering, he'll try to make the discussion beneficial by talking about how is Islam in this country. Someone's coming from Sudan, Egypt, Mauritania, who'll talk about the da'wah they're doing, some of the positive impact people are having and how we can support these good initiatives and so on. He loves meeting guests, so he was pleased to meet you guys. He was telling me he was very happy to meet you guys and to hear Bilal's poetry, life story. And the Sheikh's one of a kind, mashallah.
It's mad. I remember, you see, when I first started doing poetry, enough young brothers with that with the energy, practicing, used to cuss me for doing poetry, make takfir on me. They're like new practicing, new iman, 2 years in, just start, I'm warning you against this, what you're doing. This poetry is I'm just giving you an advice, I'm just giving you a nasiha, and make me feel like I was there. And then what I find is mad is you go around some of the best of people with knowledge. It's like you can always tell how much knowledge someone has by their character. And I was thinking, so why ain't none of the big top said nothing to me? They've seen me on the stage, but all these youngsters, and I think this is a problem with the youngsters.
When you speak to a scholar, some of when you mentioned in part of your story some of the things that you were involved in, how hard it was to give it up. And considering that you were dependent on that money. It's different when young people are advising you compared to scholars. Because a scholar, before he gives a fatwa, he considers that person's background, his level of iman, his financial situation. And fatwa is not just halal haram. Fatwa is general advice, number one. Fatwa is guidance. Fatwa is a solution to a problem. So it's not just about giving you a clear answer of what's halal and haram. It's looking to the problem and what is the most beneficial solution to that problem. What gives better benefits. I can give an answer that has more consequences, that will put that person in more problems than what he is in. So that's why, consulting mashayikh, scholars, having connections, contact with scholars and intelligent student of knowledge is very important. And it's very important to always do shura, to always get advice from people, especially people who are righteous and have iman. Akhi, I'm involved in this new job position, there's shubha, what should I do? I've been offered this position, so you can make the correct decisions in your life. Because the decisions we make should get us closer to paradise and further away from misguidance and punishment. Tayyib, inshallah. What advice, let's end this because we're going to have some dinner now, inshallah ta'ala. And the brothers, they're leaving tomorrow at Fajr.
I think that was the best advice. Always seek advice. And stick around the people of knowledge, the real people of knowledge. It's a long journey. Very, very long journey. Alhamdulillah.
Obviously you tried that as well, isn't it? You tried to seek knowledge and you understood how difficult it is and it humbled you as well. It changed.
It is a lot of the youth, when you're trying to give the advice, what it is they think you don't understand their realities. We understand their realities. I can relate to realities, innit? I'm very honest. Money is a fitna, it's a problem. I've always said this. It's a struggle. We know we have to place our trust in Allah, but everything I'm doing, they said is unlawful. And it's like, alright, cool, I have to give everything up for the sake of this religion. But then no one in this religion is coming to me and giving me an alternative and saying, alright, why don't you do this, why don't you do that, come, I'll help you. None of these, you see, for me, and I always mention it, the fact that not one Islamic TV channel came to me and said, here's a job. I find that do you understand? I'm thinking, wait there, I've got the non-Islamic TV world offering me checks, can't wait to give me a job. And then I've got the Islamic world cussing me for being in the TV world, but not one of them saying have a job in the Islamic TV station. This
is an issue in the community, I think.
So the youth today, a lot of them that's out there doing badness, the root of this badness is a lot of it you'll find is money. Is money is a problem.
Providing initiatives that will bring solutions. And
we need to. That's what we need.
Sheikh Asshinqitee always mentions as well.
We need to give some solutions,
Every haram
alternatives.
is halal.
I said to the masjids, one masjid I done a youth thing where I was with a youth program. I said, can't I do this once a month at loads of different masjids, and I get just £150 from it, like, you understand?
Fair enough. And
They
benefit
said
the youth
there's no budget for that. There's no budget for that. So these type of things, we need to provide solutions for the young people. We can't just tell them don't do this, don't do that. We need to find some alternatives for them. Money is a big problem, and then this isn't for me. That's one of the main problems, I would say.
Jazakallah khair. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep you all steadfast. MashaAllah, very, very happy to meet you, brothers. MashaAllah, it's very inspirational to.
But I would tell everyone to come out here. Come and do Umrah. Save up your money and come and do a Umrah, because just visit these lands, because it does something to the heart that we need. Definitely.